Hello, everyone. JustinSun again. So today we have a great guest here. He's the CEO of BitGo, Mike. And today we're going to talk about the collaboration between Tron Foundation and BitGo on delivering the new WBTC and Ether on Tron network. And also, we're going to talk about our point of view on DeFi. And some of you may notice today we also upgrade our equipment on camera. So today we have 4K LTD now. So that's the equipment I will do in the live stream in the future. Because I'm thinking after the COVID, most of the time we communicate from live streaming and internet, so we better get a good equipment. So Mike, why don't you give us a little bit of introduction?
Thank you, Justin. Good to be here with you. Good to see you again. Congratulations on everything with Tron and how everything is going. Let's see a little bit about BitGo. You may know of BitGo as one of the global custodians in the digital asset space. We are a financial institution with a deep security background. We started pioneering multi-sig on the Bitcoin protocol way back in 2013. At that time, I think the entire digital asset world was around $10 billion of size or so. Obviously, things have grown a lot. Today, we support about 15 different blockchains. Of course, Tron is one of those, and hundreds of tokens on the platform. And we've grown from just a technology provider to a regulated, qualified custodian with a few different jurisdictions of licensure that we have. And above that, we do trading, we do digital asset lending, and are building prime brokerage services. One of the things that we've done, in particular around the DeFi market, is this WBTC. And WBTC started out, kind of like an experiment, as a lot of DeFi projects have started. And seen pretty tremendous growth. It's in the last few months in particular, and it's allowing DeFi to grow at a level that it wasn't able to prior. So anyway, BitGo's role, we're trying to move the industry forward, deliver trust in digital assets, make sure that people have places where they can store their assets. We focus on institutional, and we want to make sure that institutions can interface with the digital asset markets as smoothly and easily as they can with other markets.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much, Mike. And also, I would like to ask some question from community to you. So first of all, why the BitGo team decided to work on WBTC a long time ago, and how is like everything going about WBTC since then?
Right. Well, we started it way back at the beginning of 2019. There was quite a bit of demand for, could we use a BTC wrapped product on Ether applications? And there wasn't a good way to do it. So we have stable coins. We talk about, US dollar stable coins all the time. Obviously, they've been around for quite a bit longer. But we didn't have anything where you could take Bitcoin value and make it useful. And so we started that. And, the first year of that was pretty slow. This year, things have really accelerated and adopted quite a bit. So we've been pleased with how that worked. But the purpose of it is to help the ecosystem grow, very simply. And one nice thing about a digital asset stablecoin is that you can digitally prove both sides. That is, you can digitally prove that we have this number of tokens, and you can also digitally prove that you have this number of Bitcoins through a proof of reserves. So we do both of those, the WBTC.network, and that's been growing quite healthily. I think it's actually enabled DeFi to grow much larger than it could if it didn't have the ability to bring a larger asset into the ecosystem.
Yes. I think the second question is why do you decided to partnership with Tron? And also, what do you think about WBTC and the wrap Ether on Tron?
Right. Well, BitGo is trying to help move all parts of the digital asset ecosystem forward. Tron is pushing forward in its particular ways. had a lot of success on their retail market, your retail market, sorry, Justin. But all the work that you guys have been doing is phenomenal. Ether's been doing its work as well, but it's run into some scalability problems recently. So it's not too much of a surprise that some are looking for how do you start to introduce DeFi applications and DeFi markets on other blockchains. So this is happening across a number of them. One of the things that's most exciting about this space right now, I think you probably share this view. There's so much innovation, across the globe, and people bring it to light in different ways, and some of that's going to work, and some of it's not going to work. Sometimes it's going to be for technical reasons, sometimes it's going to be for other reasons. But there's an absolute need to continue to drive forward. So Tron, like others, is pushing forward in particular ways. Obviously has had success by bringing other types of markets to it. Tether came over to Tron, I think it was a number of years ago, right? At this point, it's been quite a while. Anyway, there's the Ether market is starting to run into a few flaws. Obviously, they've got an upgrade pattern. We'll see what happens there. I think that they've got good plans, but it's taking a long time. So in the meantime, is there other avenues that people are going to be able to access these applications through? The only way to find out is to start to make this available. So the core concept of a wrapped Bitcoin and then now a wrapped Ether is like, hey, let's take the assets that have the larger amount of value, make sure people can use those and interface those on other networks, and then you can build new applications on top of it. So we can start to see if DeFi can emerge in other areas as well. This is going to encourage innovation. It's also going to probably enable a smoother market. So I mean, in the markets, there's this phrase of liquidity begets liquidity, right? And the more we connect plumbing between these digital assets and these different markets, the more easy it is to move the assets through it, and it actually makes prices come tighter. This will make it better for everybody. So if you've got a faster confirming network, and some people find that a valuable way to transfer value, we could start to see Tron used in some cases as the backhaul for moving Bitcoin or Ether, where it might have been harder to do that or slower to do that in other markets. So anyway, we're very excited to help the entire ecosystem expand, continue the innovation cycle, and also make markets more fluid.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Mike. And also, community wants to know about what's the BitGo's plan on DeFi in the future.
Right. Well, so BitGo's been moving on a lot of fronts lately, and we participate in a number of different markets. Because our focus is primarily an institutional focused product, we're a little bit more kind of in the background on the DeFi market, so we don't play directly on them today. I think all of us that have been in digital assets for 10 plus years now are aware that each of these things takes time to evolve, prove itself, etc. And over time, you start to see which technologies benefit in particular use cases the most. So DeFi is in its early stages, and it's pretty experimental. We often say these are experimental. It's not a disservice to say that. It's actually a fact, right? Like these things, we're learning how to build them, and we're learning the primitives. So we kind of like where we're at right now. We're helping by creating bridges between DeFi and CeFi. That's got some advantages and disadvantages. Some people are completely pro DeFi. I get that. There's a lot of advantages to being able to see everything, prove it mathematically on chain. There's also some efficiency advantages to having it integrated with CeFi, and then also it allows people to participate that may not want to hold their own keys in quite the same way, which brings more people in. So over time, this whole grand experiment, we get to see which of these is the most important, which ones will persevere longer, and which ones less. So for us right now, probably we're just trying to help other folks that are running through the DeFi market have a super stable, wrapped Bitcoin product, wrapped Ether product. We're going to hold those in full security. We got it in cold storage. We've got it insured. And if that can help them build their DeFi applications, those will move forward. Eventually, we're going to start to see, true DeFi markets really get strong. And when those get strong enough and stable enough, and they've been tried and tested enough, then we'll start to see more and more, even institutions coming in. So at that point, we'd start to see integration directly with the BitGo wallet, and start to make this available to everybody directly.
Yeah, recently I have seen WBTC on Ethereum has passed 100K. So can you elaborate a little bit about like for the most of the Bitcoin right now on Ethereum, what's their user case, and how do you like predict it's gonna grow in the future?
Right. I think so. Obviously, I mean, I'm a fan of digital assets. I think this industry is just at the very beginning right now. Um, I'll make kind of a bold prediction. I think Wrap BTC is going to be the largest stablecoin of all, and I mean even including all the USD coins. And Tether reports to be many billions large, but it's dollar backed. But WBTC is Bitcoin backed, and as Bitcoin accelerates and has its growth, the a relatively small number of Bitcoins inside of Wrap BTC is going to have a tremendous amount of value. And as the markets grow, that's going to grow. So the growth in the last few months has been pretty surprising, I think, to many. I think Wrap Bitcoin today is ranked around the number 25, 26 coin by market cap. Obviously, that goes up and down with the Bitcoin price, which is great. That's exactly what it should do. In terms of Serum, I mean, they're demonstrating that you can build DEXs that are pretty interesting. And I think they're hitting a particular market sector that's the cutting edge, early adopter folks on DeFi and on DEX. Love what they're doing in terms of proving that, kind of working through the issues and things. It's a little far away from mainstream. I mean, heck, we haven't even got Bitcoin fully mainstream yet, and it's been in this the longest. So, but it's only going to take a little bit of time and hard work by everybody. It'll move forward. So anyway, I think Wrap Bitcoin enables those types of products to have large amounts of capital injected into those markets more easily. And because of that, we're going to continue to see this go. So anyway, I think we're headed for tremendous growth on WBTC.
Great. And also, since today we are live streaming on DLive, Twitter, Periscope, and also YouTube, we will also select one question from those platforms. So if you have like any question about DeFi on Tron, about Wrap BTC and ETH on Tron, so just free to leave the question on those platforms, and we're gonna select one from each platform. And also we have already collected some question for myself. So the first question will be now Tron is partner with BitGo and Wrap BTC and Wrap Ether. What do you think the user case will be on Tron, and what do you think the future? So basically, we have seen a lot of the growth after Tether issue USDT on Tron. I think is Tether launch USDT on Tron like basically like a year ago. So we grow from zero to around $4 billion, 5 billion, actually $5 billion today. And also at the same time, our user base also grow from zero to 1.2 million accounts today. So we have seen the majority of the exchange start to using USDT TRC20 to move the fund between different exchange. And also at the same time, exchange started to support USDT Tron, and have seen a numerous amount of the users start to using USDT on Tron network. And also at the same time, I think DeFi has been tremendous popular on Tron as well. We have seen a lot of the developers building USDT on Tron and other coins on Tron as well. So definitely, I believe since BitGo is one of the largest BTC issuers in our industry, once BitGo migrates WBTC on Tron network, I definitely believe we will see a lot of growth in the future, especially when Ethereum network is very slow. I believe we're definitely gonna see a lot of the demands on WBTC on Tron. And also for Ether, I think it's same story. Ethereum today is the second largest assets in the crypto industry. We definitely also want to bring Ethereum on Tron as well, so people can easy to trade Ethereum on Tron, and also they can hedge Ethereum on Tron network as well. And I believe lots of the users will start to build lots of the application based on WBTC and WETH. And also, some people ask about what next for Tron DeFi. So with the partnership with BitGo on WBTC and WETH, we are definitely right now trying to collaborate with the best asset issuer in our industry, and to bring more assets on Tron platform, more digital assets on Tron platform. We want to create this kind of the diversification for people on Tron ecosystem, just as Ethereum is doing on Ethereum network. So Ethereum network is not only about Ethereum, it's also about Bitcoin, stablecoin, and all different kind of the digital assets around the globe. So Ethereum provide this kind of the ERC20 selections for everybody. They can get into the Ethereum network and have their own digital assets. I think Tron, we have the same goal. So for today, the most popular digital assets on Ethereum, we have the Tron version. USDT, WBTC, WETH, and all different kind of the maker DAO. We have the Tron maker DAO called Just Stable and Just Swap, and all kind of the dApps. So basically, we want to achieve the same kind of the level of the diversification of the cryptocurrency and the digital assets compared to the Ethereum. So I think this is one of the biggest goal we want to achieve in 2020. And I think after these two questions, we will try to select some questions on different kind of the platform and ask to our guests today. So I saw one question on YouTube. Mike, can you give us a little bit introduction about how we can verify WBTC and WETH on the blockchain, and is the like any kind of the market cap of Bitcoin and the Ethereum change after the WBTC and WETH on Tron?
Got it. So yeah, we have a website called WBTC.network, and in there there's a dashboard as well as a proof of assets. And under the proof of assets, every month we put some on-chain proofs that we can touch all of the Bitcoin. So you can see exactly how many Bitcoin are in the smart contract today, and then be able to measure that indeed we've been able to move those pieces. So actually, now that Bitcoin, the wrapped Bitcoin is getting larger, we'll be expanding those efforts, over the next year to make sure that those proofs are more robust, that they're more integratable into dApps and other things. And so we'll have some small announcements around that, but transparency is critical here. And as we bring bring wrapped Bitcoin onto Tron, we expect we're going to see another pool that's growing, and we will have the exact same proof of assets that we will have to do. So you'll be able to see in the smart contracts on the Tron side exactly the number of tokens that are issued, and you can measure and make sure that that matches what's stored in cold storage. And remember, we're storing this through BitGo Trust Company, and so that's the same robust controls that we use in the back end. So I know that Tron users tend to hit retail markets a bit more. Obviously, we're institutional. But the way we operate is we're providing services to a number of institutional type companies that then have large retail wallets. So our clients often are interfacing to large number of retail and we are dealing with the larger volumes of Bitcoin and Ethereum that you may not see from the retail markets, but in the background, it's BitGo powering a whole number of exchanges, broker dealers, et cetera, through the ecosystem.
Thank you so much. I think we will take the last questions. So the people on DLive and Twitter is asking, is any kind of the plan BitGo will have digital tokenized gold maybe in the future? So since like gold is also like very popular these days in the traditional markets.
And it's interesting you mentioned that. I mean, we had a project many years ago with CME and the Royal Mint, and there was some ambitions to put a gold-backed token into market. I guess CME and the Royal Mint kind of backed away from that a little bit, but in the meantime, Paxos is their gold product. We don't have any plans to introduce our own gold-backed product. We actually like the digital backed product better because you get the really strong proof of reserves. And so in terms of what is good for a DeFi market, I mean, the blend of CeFi and DeFi is, like I mentioned earlier, is a little bit tricky for some people. But when you look at this particular element of CeFi, it happens to be one where, you actually can look and see the attestation. So as this grows on the Tron network, if people move their DeFi applications over to Tron, they'll see those digital attestations. And I think for those types of applications, the digital version of gold, which is Bitcoin, will make a better backing than gold would. Gold would require a completely offline validation, and even not related to digital assets. There's always been questions about, how much gold is really in Fort Knox, and is it real gold, and all those types of things. We don't have to deal with any of those issues. Bitcoin is completely verifiable. You don't have to worry about counterfeits and things like that. So I think it's a better foundation for DeFi markets.
Yes, I agree with you. So Bitcoin is invented today. Everybody see it like at a digital gold. So we don't need like basically a physical gold anymore. Yeah. So thank you so much for coming to our live streaming room today, Mike. And we definitely believe in the future we will have more collaboration with BitGo on all kinds of the product, and Tron is very excited to support Wrap BTC and ETH both come to Tron ecosystem, and I definitely believe in the future Wrap BTC and Ethereum will enjoy a tremendous growth in the Tron network in the next year.
I agree. Thank you for having me. Thanks for all you're doing on the Tron network to bring more DeFi products to market. I think this is how things grow. This is how we learn. This is how we make it better. And looking forward to continue to work with you.
Thank you so much, everybody, and see you next time. Bye-bye.